Hey, welcome back. We just saw Fear the Walking Dead episode 5.
Yes, we did.
This had a lot going on, Kivan. I thought this was a big episode. What'd you think?
Well, actually, normally it flies by. This week, the hour felt like an hour. And admittedly, it's probably 45 minutes with the commercials and things. But there was so much going on that you didn't get time to get bored. And actually, if you'd have been a bit sleepy, you'd have missed everything, right? Because you had to really follow it. And I like that. And, you know, I think if you were... It's something I probably want to go back and watch again. You know, I watched episode 4 just before again. And I think I've got to go back and watch 5 again. Which is good.
Yeah,
because normally we talked about at the beginning about episodes 1 and 2 that we didn't really like watching shows again. But I think this one was so much going on, I think I want to watch it again. Just to see if I missed anything.
Definitely had that big movie feel to it, that big production.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, yeah.
And I thought that, you know, there was a lot that was revealed in this episode. We've kind of been working up to an episode like this where we're finally getting to see behind the curtain, get to see what's going on. There's still a lot of questions to be answered, though, too, you know. But, you know, what do you think is coming up? I mean, gosh, I mean, they're basically next week's it. It's the season finale. I want more.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like we should be approaching the middle of the season, not the end.
I agree.
So this was kind of leading into that. How do you think they're going to pull this off and wrap everything up? Or are they going to leave us hanging? Or
I hope so. I mean, I hope there's another, you know, a season. I really do. I mean, we've got hooked now, so Hollywood don't go and let us down, right? How do I think it's going to go? Well, I think, you know, we talked a little bit about that last week where we... Which
I have to change a lot of things now with knowing what we found out in this episode.
Well, I think we got a lot of it right again, though. You know, there was the compound that we thought, and, you know, it was very, very, very... what's the right word for it? I don't know, involved. You felt like every character had a little story going on. You've got Johnny Depp in, you know, in prison, as it were, and then you've got, you know, the new character.
Yeah, that hustler kind of guy.
The hustler, yeah. Strain, I think his name is.
He's going to be successful.
Yeah, he's kind of cool, actually. I like the way he was dressed and you know, giving away his gold watch and stuff. That was pretty cool. And then, of course, we had the prom date going on. Yeah,
there was a little bit of semi-incest sexual tension.
Yeah, that was a little interesting. Yeah, between Chris and Alicia, you know, kind of acting out and smashing the hell out of the house. And then you got Mr. Badass, which I did tell you, this chap, didn't I?
He's getting more and more of badass. I definitely like his character. I do know, though, he's going to be pissed that his wife is dead. And he's probably going to find a hole in her head, and he's not going to like that. I
mean, he's already taken off like 8 layers of skin already. Imagine what he's going to do to them. That's a one-man army. I'm telling you. So, you know, it's interesting. I think, had it been someone else cast from maybe a different nationality, it wouldn't have been as powerful. But because he scares the hell out of you, doesn't he? I mean, just the way he talks really slow, and and knowing he's a barber, so he's got the cutthroat blade. Great casting. He's doing a great job. Very believable. I mean, amazingly believable. To the point I was scared.
Yeah, I like the cast. I feel like everybody's really obviously coming into their own by now.
Yep.
And they're each unique. The Walking Dead as a franchise is known for that. I think, you know, there's some shows, some movies you watch where you can't tell one person from another sometimes.
Truthfully, yeah, you're right.
Everybody, there's a thing going on in Hollywood where they, in a lot of big blockbuster movies, they try and make people kind of generic.
Yeah, no.
This show definitely has some character in it.
Yeah,
people are unique and odd, and they have their...
Yeah, I mean, even the doctor, I mean, she's pretty outstanding. And then you got Madison, crazy chick with a blade again, you know, off down the stairs. I love her. I mean,
yeah, when she was heading down the stairs, I was like, run.
But, you know, you always think of the men being the tough guys, right? And there are. But, you know, when you get a woman who's a tough one, you know, and a family member, as it were, she's absolutely tough. I love the way she's going down to the flashlight. Yeah,
what was her husband's name too?
Wait, Travis.
Travis, yeah. I was thinking Travis really kind of bitched out, if I might say so myself. So I'm wondering, you know, he's going to have to step up because in the original series, Rick, you know, the characters are basically everybody that survives is willing to kill these zombies right off.
Well, they did test him. You know, the army officer was asking him to shoot, you know, the woman in the with her badge on. I think her name was Tiffany or whatever. And I think that was a test to see because if he pulled the trigger, then he was, oh, you know, this guy Travis is going to be trouble. We better watch him. But then he didn't for whatever reason, and then they thought he wasn't a threat anymore. But I think the reality, you know, we've seen him be very, you know, the mayor, taking over the role, school teacher. He's got all those traits. But I think he ends up, could be like Rick. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to definitely step it up and maybe have some more encounters. Because I'm thinking he hasn't had a lot of encounters with the zombies yet.
Well, none of them really have.
Yeah, I mean they just had basically that one.
Right, and I think, you know, once he kills his first, right, it's, you know, it's done. It's game on. He's going to be on a killing spree every week. No, I think he could end up being the, you know, the dark horse to say, you know.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, you know, who knows, right?
Yeah. Definitely his girlfriend or wife, you know.
Girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, she definitely has it down already. And now, so what do you think about this extermination plan going forward? Are we thinking maybe some sort of nuclear weapon that they're going to bring in, or how are they going to kill these people too?
No, I think the plan initially was just to shoot them all, you know. But I don't think that's going to happen now because we just lost the officer who was a dick.
Well, yeah, and then everybody's all the army is leaving, but they have this this plan. They said that humanely kill the rest of the civilians.
Cobalt.
Yeah, so are they going to drop a bomb on the city? Or
well, I don't think they're regular soldiers. I think you
National
definitely
Guard.
Yeah, and I think they're definitely not tough. Like if that was real Marines, I'd be all over by now. They'd go walked in and took it on. But because they're National Guard, they're really part-timers. Not to knock the National Guard, I'm not in the movie sense. You know, they want to go back to their wives and find out what's going on with their family. And I think you're starting to see, you know, the one guy had a big punch in the face, you know, so they're already starting to doubt whether or not they should be there. So I think it's folding. You know, the wheels are coming off the bus. And then the fact that they said that one public building had already been evacuated, and there was thousands in there, it seemed like. And then the arena. Yeah, that was pretty. Don't go to an arena.
Well, I mean, they still had electricity at least.
Well, yeah.
Did you notice that?
Well, the power gen's still going, obviously, but you know, maybe that's the next thing that goes down. Because if the army pull out, they don't need the power, and you know, maybe that's it. It all goes down. Yeah. Well, I was going to say the holding cells, you know, where they're holding all those people.
What's the point to all that, really? I was thinking maybe they were doing experiments on them, but then they weren't. Like, it's like some people get to live in a little town.
I know.
Other people have to live in cages. What's their motivation here? Why are they doing this?
Well, they're obviously the troublemakers that they put in there for whatever reason. Now they're measuring their temperatures to make sure that they're not contagious, I guess. And, of course, Johnny Depp wannabe or whatever, he a temperature of 101. Well, that's because he's coming off the heroin.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the new chap, Strand or whatever his name is, he's definitely got a plan up his sleeve. So I don't really know how he's going to affect the next series, but he's obviously another big player coming in, right?
He's definitely the type that's going to build a team.
Yeah.
Probably, you know, he seems like the type you're going to, you know, in 2 or 3 months he'd have a little city going, a little wall built, and there's little
I can sell anything, I'm a closer.
Yeah.
But not life insurance. Pretty interesting. I thought that was kind of cool. So, what else did you think about the show? What other things stood out to you?
You know, one thing that stood out to me was there wasn't, again, a lot of zombies, and this show is really about the characters, the people, and the collapse of society, which I think they are nailing it, and they don't need the cheap zombie in-your-face jump scare kind of thing. I would like Hollywood to pay close attention to these AMC shows.
Well, you know, because you're saying it correctly. I mean, they're developing, and now we already know because The Walking Dead takes us into the Zombieville. So this is kind of, you know, like you said, the society's kind of how it would collapse, and I think it's very real. I really do believe it will collapse the way it's going down. You know, and probably at the speed it is as well, because we don't know what day we're in exactly, but it's coming off really quick. I mean, falling to pieces. And the fact that they went into into the housing, if you will, and took out people, changed the morale. Now even Travis was the mayor, was basically threatening them and saying, well, you know, you've caused bad morale in that. So, you know, that's the danger with power. If you don't know how to use it as an army or as a government, the people will always bring you down. Look at Rome. Rome is a great example. Not that Rome had zombies, but the point is society will fall down very quickly if you don't look after the people. And I think that's the point they're making here. You know, the army have tried to bully them and push them into these camps, and it's not working. You know, because everybody at some level is, you know, the two kids doing their prom date and smashing the house up. They're rebelling, you know.
Yeah. I did like that aspect of it too. Even before that, when he's mad at his future stepmom there.
Right.
I thought they were nailing some of the... it's like, oh yeah, we also have teenagers in this show too, and they're acting like teenagers.
Teenagers, exactly.
You know, would.
Well, that's right, because they can be like that. You know, they're hurt and they want to lash out, and that's what they're doing, you know. And it is interesting, the family dynamics, you know, that, and you said that suppressed sexual tension as well, because it's his, technically it would be his sister.
Well, his dad's dating her mom,
and
whatever.
It's kind of very confusing, so, yeah, I like it. I think the show this week surprised me a lot, because I really didn't know where it was going to go. We kind of intimated where we thought it would go, but I was actually sitting there thinking, my goodness me, this thing is going on and on in a positive way. I'm not knocking it.
And I wanted more. Could have gone another hour.
Yeah.
I think what's funny is that they only did 6 episodes for this season, which is kind of what they did for the first Walking Dead series. Yeah. But now Walking Dead season 5, season 6, they're up to like 20 episodes. I'm kind of wondering why they didn't go that route with this series. Did they really think it wasn't going to be a success, or they were kind of conservative on it?
Yeah, you know, and how do you know with Hollywood? I mean, you know, how the perception of advertising and things like that. But the viewers, that's why you got to go out and watch it and hit the numbers up, you know, because if you're watching it, they're going to keep doing it. They're not going to throw away a good series.
The Walking Dead is going to go from October 11th. It starts, and it's going to. They usually take a break, and then they come back like in February, I think, and they go till about May. And I hope that
in between,
as soon as it stops, I hope as soon as the last episode, come on, give us season 2 and take us all the way through summer.
Exactly.
There's no reason that in America in 2016 that there shouldn't be more than a couple weeks without some sort of Walking Dead on television.
Maybe we have 1 week off, right?
Yeah, just 1 or 2 weeks off here and there.
51 weeks a year is not unreasonable.
I want it. I can't get enough of this. They're doing great. I was, you know, when the series first started, I was thinking, you know, can this really live up to the original series? And I think they are right on point with each other.
Yeah, I think, you know,
I think Fear the Walking Dead is just as good as The Walking Dead.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think you're absolutely right, and I think the strength of the cast, because these are really believable people. You get irritated.
That's what they do, and I can't believe they did it again.
No, I know, and you know, to be irritated at a show is great because it means the actor's getting under your skin. You know, and that's what they want to do. And you know, you're thinking, oh, you're stupid. Well, that's exactly, again, they're trying to get you involved, and they are. I mean, you're hooked. I mean, you sit down and you watch. You don't want the phone to ring. You don't want to do anything. Just watch the show. That's awesome. I love that stuff, you know. So what else surprised you? Anything else out there? You know? Well,
you know, it kind of changed up what I was thinking with the Army. I guess they are in touch with their superiors, and they do have bigger plans than I initially thought. I initially thought it was some sort of rogue unit acting on their own, but I guess, you know, they're still getting phone calls from Obama or something, because now they're pulling out of LA, and they're obviously going somewhere else to regroup, and they, this is the feds, you know, acting on their orders. And you know, it's kind of funny too, like during about the last commercial break, there was an Army commercial to join the Army. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Well, that was the real Army.
Yeah.
not the National Guard. And we're not knocking the National Guard.
He's going to get some hate.
Hate mail.
Direct all email to keepon@gmail.com. No.
But I thought, you know, and then keeping the score on the side of the vehicles, 83 kills, you know, I mean, you know, kind of Vietnam-esque, you know, keeping the scores and that. You know, that guy was out of control, that army officer.
But I guess he's gone.
Well, he looked like he's dead. You don't know. Maybe he's going to come back as the leader of the zombies or something. You know?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny, too. I mean, that library scene did make me think, you know, it's like they were pinned down. It's still kind of, you know, I will never really fully... I don't think they fully did it for me in terms of how that happens with National Guard units or Army units. Like, it's headshots. Come on, guys. You're not going to get pinned down by zombies.
Well, you know what? It surprised me that many people read books. Thank God. People are still reading. Because the library was full.
Yeah, the library was full of zombies.
Barnes and Noble was closed that day, so they dashed into the library. You know?
But, you know, it's like, you know, I think that's as much as they're going to give us in the Walking Dead franchise. It's just that it just happened. But I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more, because, like, a little bit more of an explanation. Because in reality, you know, 2 or 3 guys with guns are not going to get pinned down by zombies. You know, I mean, like
you would think. I mean, nobody knows for sure, right? But,
you know,
but you know, I'm ex-army, so I mean, yeah, you definitely have your protocols, you know, to go in and do your, you know, your sweeps when you're going into buildings and things. So it is a little surprising, but that's because
unless they were like zombies from like the ninja school or something. Well,
maybe they weren't really. Maybe they were just right out of rookies, you know, right out of basic training, and not really. Maybe they didn't have hardly any basic training. You know, maybe they just got called up because every other week they work at McDonald's and this is their weekend to be a soldier, you know, and got caught into that when it all went down, you know. So maybe they're a bit rusty or whatever. Yeah, you know, I think the National Guard is going to be called on for certain things, and I think, you know, that's always.
And you just kind of briefly just mentioned, you yourself were in the Army.
I was.
The Great British Army, or what's the proper term?
Well, it was the British Army. I was in the Gloucesters, which is an infantry regiment.
So, what do you think about the tactics that you saw? Did they do that right?
Well, I mean, I'm not speaking out against American tactics, because they're different to British, but I didn't recognise anything that they were doing.
So it's kind of more, you know, Hollywood soldiers, as opposed to, they probably didn't have a lot of...
Well, maybe they had a little bit of direction on it, but I don't think it was entirely correct the way they were. You know, they're definitely holding right and going in, but I would have done it different, but that's, hey, you know, what I'm going to say. That's what television's for, right? It's not supposed to be totally real, is it, you know?
Yeah, there was a movie that came out last year, and it was the one about the reporter. I'm trying to think of the Nightcrawler.
Oh, yes.
And people just loved that movie. But I did exactly what that guy did in the movie. Like, I was a video stringer. Yeah. And I couldn't stand the movie, because every couple of scenes I would say, that's not right. That wouldn't happen. You're doing that wrong. And I just couldn't even... I thought the movie was total crap. Ended up being like one of the big award getters of the year, and people just loved it. But when you have lived that life, you kind of pick up on Hollywood. There's a Hollywood version of your career, and then there's a real career. Right,
and you know, sometimes holding a weapon, you know, you're seeing a lot of the older films are holding the magazine, you know, and you can't hold it like that; it won't fire because you're holding the, you know. But things like that annoy you. But you know, and the other things is, you know, you'll see the wrong era of a car. It'll be in the wrong, you know, 1957, and they're driving a 1963 car, whatever. So if that's your thing, you're going to notice that. You know, it's like you buy a red car, a Camaro, for example.
You know what movie I was surprised? I did some looking in American Graffiti, which I think you got Mel's driving here. It's heralded as one of the greatest movies ever, and it's supposedly a historically accurate film. But the cars and the music in the film are all over the place.
Exactly.
It's supposedly set in 1962.
This is the Wolfman.
Yeah. But then they're playing songs from the 1970s and driving cars from 1964.
And again, that's Hollywood doing fun stuff, you know. Yeah. And I don't mind that, but that's why it doesn't bother me when I see a film like that, you know, because I take it for what it is. But I think, you know, as a show, it's tight, and, you know, definitely we got to keep this thing going.
This might be, you know, I think on our first episode I kind of mentioned, it's hard to go back and rewatch the Walking Dead series because it's so soap opera-y kind of, but I love each new episode, but I don't really want to go back and watch it. This series, though, I feel like I can go back and watch it.
Well, I did.
I feel like I kind of need to. I feel like there's some things in it that there's a lot of setup setups and payoffs, and it's a great story. I mean, I think there could be value to going back and watching it again all at once.
Yeah, and they don't answer everything. You know, for example, you know, Mr. Flashing Light, and then bang, 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 bang. You know, so he's dead, but we don't really know who killed him.
Yeah.
You know, was it the soldiers? Nobody says, and so maybe we're never going to know. Maybe you know that's what because when you said about that last week, I thought, did he get killed? So I went back and watched it again, and sure enough, you're right. Bang, 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 bang. And then this week, I know there's things I've missed. Even though I was, you know, watching it, I'm sure I missed something.
It was
I need
fun.
to go back and watch it again.
It was a good episode. It was fun. This episode alone is better than half the movies I've seen this year.
Oh, I agree. You know, the other thing that fascinated me was that bolt thing, you know, for killing cows.
That's like from that movie, what is it? No Good Men or something? There's a movie with a serial killer that used that.
Oh, I don't. Not
it was a bit. No, but it was something. No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever see that?
I did. That, yeah.
Yeah, that reminded me of that guy in that movie. The little thing. I know about those. I saw No Country for Old Men.
Well, and you know, it saves on ammo, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if they don't run out of gas, we'll be fine, or oxygen, or whatever it drives on.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kevin, anything to close with? Anything that we didn't touch on you want to touch on?
No, I think we did. We covered everything today. There was a lot going on, and I'm glad it was. And I'm going to go back and watch it again, to be honest.
Yeah, and next week is the series finale. We're going to do some special things.
We are.
And we're going to have a special episode. And we're probably going to leave this studio, in fact, and I think the plan is to even kind of up the ante with a special on location. We're going to not give away any details, but special on location stuff.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. So stick around for that next week. In between then, we're going to watch another new movie.
We are.
On Thursday.
Thursday night, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what's coming out yet this week. But
no, I haven't checked.
Whatever it is, we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to review that. So stick around. There's a lot coming up here on Blue Number Media. We are just ratcheting this thing up, and we're going to have a lot more content to come.
Yeah, and I think if you've enjoyed this one and you didn't watch our prior ones that we did, go back and watch those as well, because I think we're having fun. Hopefully you're having fun.
Yeah, we've done everything, you know, from episode 1 to now, we've done each episode. And,
we have.
And, you know, last week was pretty fun.
It was great. Yeah, we had a doctor on. You should watch that one.
That one's very interesting. There was a lot of medical expertise given.
Yeah. Even the GMO, right? I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But the rest of it I understood.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, thank you. Dr. Hillock, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dr. Hillock.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Go back and check that out.
Hey, we liked him. Yeah.
Well, anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe to Blue Number Media here on YouTube. And if you want to get in touch, you can send an email to bluenumbermedia@gmail.com. All right.
And you can leave a note underneath us, right?
Yeah, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Tell us that you love us or that you hate us, whatever.
Right. And here we are at the Hard Rock.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.